Talk. I am your host, MISHUMA SABA, M.SABA, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Peace, 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 peace. And welcome to the show Coffee Talk Podcast. This is the Cultural Variety Podcast show. And I am your host, MISHUMA SABA, M.SABA. And this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. It's Friday night. This is our grown folks night. The let your hair down night. The enjoy the end of the week night. The relaxation night. The socialization night, the night you get with your friends and enjoy the evening with smiles, laughter, and positivity. This is the weekend, baby, right here on Coffee Talk Podcast. Absolutely. And we got a great show for you tonight. We definitely got a great show for you tonight. For those that are listening to us as they're driving to the club or driving to a friend's gathering, or if they're just staying at home and they're pouring themselves some wine, a cappuccino, a coffee, some water, a smoothie, whatever they're doing. But I'm sure they're enjoying themselves tonight listening to Coffee Talk Podcast. So how's y'all doing tonight? Good evening, good evening, good evening. I do have a guest tonight, and we're going to have him on here shortly. I'm actually sending him links now so that he can come in shortly here. And I'll wait for my guest's arrival because, I want to make sure we give him the proper introduction. And definitely. But yeah, let me know what you're doing. Leave a comment. Hit the like button. Share the video. Go share the video with a friend. Let them know that Coffee Talk Podcast is on while they getting ready to go out. They can be ironing. Do you good people still iron out there? Lady said to me one time, she said, I see you got you iron your clothes. Yeah, I am a little country in those regards. Growing up, man, we just like to have our pants crispy, the day. And then, we evolved. Obviously, we evolved into like the cross colors and the baggy clothing. And then we evolved again. And, it got to the point now kids really don't iron, I always thought that was a European thing where they don't iron. They just put their clothes on and allow the humidity and the sun to go ahead and increase the pants and the shirt out for them. Everybody got their own way of wearing their clothing, But yeah, let me go ahead and do this. Let me just reach out to our guest, make sure that he is ready. Other than that, leave a comment. Let me know what you're doing, how you're doing. How's your family? You're important to me. That you're important to us here at Coffee Talk. Yeah, I'm getting ready to call to God right now so we can get him on the show.
Hello.
Peace, King. I got you on the podcast too, on audio right now. But go ahead and if you got Chrome, then that's where you want to go through, and then just hit that link, and you should be able to come in.
Oh, okay. Because my messenger only do through my iPhone.
Okay. I just sent you another link. Go ahead and try that, and let's see what happens. And once you click on the link, I should be able to see you. I didn't introduce you yet, and I'm gonna hold off on that because I want to give you the props you deserve as the artist, and my fans they thrilled to have you tonight. and we definitely gonna talk more.
Yeah, you say you sent another link?
Yeah, it's in the inbox. I can send another one. Give me 1 second. All right. Give me one moment. And there it is, sir. Go ahead and just click on that. And that definitely will bring you into the studio. This is Coffee Talk Podcast Live.
Oh, man, for some reason it won't let me get in. It's got a lock screen.
Okay. All right, so let me see.
What is Melanon app?
Yep.
Let me try to go through this.
You are tuned in to Coffee Talk Podcast, and let us know what your day was, how your day was tonight. I know y'all's getting ready again to go out. It's early. Well, no, it's late now. It's about 10 o'clock. It's still early usually on a Friday night. But if you're at home, you know, we definitely want to engage tonight. We want to play 5-question Q&A tonight. And as well as we're going to talk to our guest here. And if we can't get him into the studio, we got him live on the phone. And we definitely can discuss his music, his career, and what he got going forward, you know. But again, you have reached Coffee Talk Podcast. This is the Cultural Variety Podcast Show. And I am your host, MISHUMA SABA. M.SABA, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. I tell you what, for all the people that are going to be tuning in, I'm going to go ahead and take a 30-second commercial break. That is a 30-second commercial break. So I need you to come on back and we'll be ready to go. All right. Until then, I'll see you in 30 seconds. Grab something to drink. Peace. Picture of you up anyway. Welcome back to the show, Coffee Talk Podcast. This is your host, MISHUMA SABA. This is our Friday night weekend grown folks edition. This is where we like to just have fun, be ourselves, laugh, be positive, share good energy, tell good stories, and just, you know, enjoy our evening. Again, if you're just now tuning in to our show, this is the Cultural Variety Podcast Show. We welcome you. Come on in, kick your feet up, pour yourselves some wine, some water, a smoothie, a cappuccino, a coffee, whatever makes you feel comfortable. But come on in, kick your feet up, and enjoy our show. This is Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast Show. I'm going to go ahead and get this show started. On the line, on the phone, I got artists that has some great music right now. I don't even want to just jump in and introduce him like that. I want to go ahead and just warm it up real smooth because he deserves that. He's a smooth brother. Great vocalist, great lyricist. Got some good music out there, by the way. And we definitely want to talk to him about his upcoming projects, about what got him into music and so forth. So let me go ahead and introduce a good friend of mine, as well as the artist of tonight. That is Antonio DARRIS. And right now he has a album called Skin I'm In. Is that correct, Antonio?
Yeah, that's the little LP we dropped to just, you know, get a little sound of what I'm doing. Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. Well, first I want to say this as we go forward. I'd like to thank you for being on the show. I know you're a busy man, so I'm delighted and grateful to have you on our show tonight. To our viewers, I do apologize because we definitely wanted to get to God where y'all can see him visually and he can feel more of y'all's energy. But you know what? We never give up and we still got him. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely gonna go ahead and kick it tonight and give it its flavor. So I'll tell you this, but if you're new to Coffee Talk Podcast, this is a cultural variety podcast show. We appear 3 days a week. On Mondays, we give you our cultural studies night. We like to give big props to our authors, our scientists, our scholars, our doctors, our lawyers, our people. So we like to do that on Monday nights. On Wednesday night, we go ahead and give you our sports edition. Now, it's a little different than your average sports show. We don't really care about who wins or losses in the agony of sports. But what we like to do is we like to go ahead and tell you about our people and the things they have to deal with in the world of sports, if that makes sense. So that's on Wednesday night, Coffee Talk, Sports Edition. And then as we are tonight, which is Friday, we usually appear Friday or Saturday. We alternate those nights. And again, this is our let down weekend, let your hair down weekend, your kick it weekend, your relaxation weekend, your reflection weekend. Just a grown folks night of pure fun, laughter, positive energy. So again, thank you for tuning into the show. So listen, if this is your first time coming on the show, we never start the show without giving it its flavor and its wise words. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then we're going to go ahead and talk to our guests. And we definitely want to hear from the artist Antonio DARRIS. So listen, tonight's flavor is Costa Rican coffee. That's right, Costa Rican coffee. It's 100% Arabic. It's handpicked. It's grown in high altitudes, and it has a fine aroma. Costa Rica is quantitatively not one of the largest coffee producing countries, but quantitatively one of the most important. The diversity of the growing regions and the different varieties mean that the taste and the aroma of the coffee is very different. But I tell you what, I'm sure it's going to touch your soul. So that is our coffee flavor for tonight. And the wise words for tonight is this: always be alert and observant, more than not paying attention. I'm going to say that again. Always be alert and observant, more than not paying attention. So that's your boy right there, MISHUMA SABA, M.SABA, and this is our Culture Variety Podcast. So check it. We got the artist here right now on the line, Antonio DARRIS, and he's here to talk about his career, his music, and let's go ahead and get to know him. What's up, G?
What's going on with you, SABA?
Man, I can't call it, man. Like I said, I'm happy to have you here. And are you ready, man? Let's go ahead and jump on in and talk about your music. I love the fans would love to hear more.
That's right, man. Hey, I'm just trying to do what God has put on my heart to do, bro.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely. Check it. There's I was checking out the video, The Change of Two Americas. And I want to say this. First, it's a beautiful track. I thought your voice quality was great. The message is astounding. You know what I'm saying? The hook is very crazy. I love the hook on there. I love the video. I love the visual of the video. So I got a question. Where was you going lyrically, and what you want your fans to take from that song, The Two Americas?
All right, well, you know, as a person, man, growing up, you know how we grew up. We see life in a whole totally different perspective than most people see it or imagine it or think we see it. And we witness things that they only see on TV. That's one part of To America. You know, we deal with the police deal on a regular. That's a whole nother America. The struggles that we go through. I mean, that struggle. I mean, I speak as a black man. Let's say that first. All right. So the struggle as a black man alone is a story of itself. You know, my opportunities ain't the same as that man that grew up 3 blocks away from where I grew up. You know, so it's been To America since I can remember. You know.
So yeah, definitely To Americas. And one of the things I want to say about that song, the song was refreshing, man. It was very refreshing. And it's not something that we're really hearing right now unless you go dig for it. You know, it's underground. You know, all positive music is underground right now because of the way of you know, the music period. You know what I'm saying? They dumbing it down. They giving us a bunch of you know, like Kanye would say, different frequencies. Let's just say that because we don't want to put down anybody's music. But what's your thoughts on where music at today?
When I listen to music, I'm lost, and I say I'm lost because there's nothing to dig for in the music no more. Everything is right there in your face. Everything is, this is what it is. As you know, when we was growing up, everything, it was disguised and you had to figure it out. You know, and if you look at the music and you look at the way society and the way culture is, it's the same way, you know, the clothing, everything. There's nothing to the imagination of one. Nobody really puts the message into it, so therefore to sink in. It's for the now and not for tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? So when I look at music, I want something that if I think about it today, you know, tomorrow when I wake up, it wasn't just a fad of yesterday. It's something I'm going to think about right then and there, like, man, well, what can I do tomorrow to make a change, make a difference? And you don't hear that in too much of the music now. You know, you don't hear, let's just say this. All right, let's do this. You don't hear nothing about true love of people in the music really no more.
So it has to definitely have a message.
Yeah.
And right now, it seems like we're in the microwave era.
Yeah. They got them on a biscuit. It's just a plain biscuit, just sitting there because, yeah, you're getting all of the goods right now. But what tomorrow? What will they remember about you and the Mollies? What will they remember about you tomorrow? About your Uzis and your AKs and your nines? And how many chains you had on your neck? You know, so
I want to go ahead and I didn't mean to cut you off. I want to go ahead and say this. I noticed your singing ability, but then on tracks like Paradox, I noticed your flow, your delivery. What inspired that unique style?
Well, hey, we are Midwest, man. And the one thing I didn't want to ever do, I just love music. You know what I'm saying? I can't call myself a singer. I can't call myself a rapper. I call myself an artist because I love music. So if it sounds good and it makes sense, let's put it together and make it work. You know, I love it. And if it don't have a message, it don't make no sense to deliver.
Absolutely. It's funny that you say that. Go ahead.
I was about to say, even with the song Bombay, even though I'm having fun with it, you know, and what people would say and take away from it, it's like Bombay, the message in there is that is medicine to some people, and to some people it helps. It relaxes some people, it do certain things. So to some who may criticize marijuana, it's a benefit to many.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I had fun with that one, you know, so.
Absolutely. I want to ask you a little bit of the Bombay. That Bombay definitely has a West Coast feel to it. But one thing I noticed about it that caught me right away, because I love to review everybody's music, and I said, you know what, this song here, this got a Dre 3000 feel to it. That was one of the artists I thought about. I was like, this sounds like a Dre 3000 feel. So I wanted to ask you, though, how long you been writing your own music?
Hey, I tell you what, I'm going to go back here. You remember Greg Moore?
Mm-hmm.
That was my homeboy, man. Back in the day, when he used to sit back, we used to write. We used to sit back with L7, Darnell Logan back when we all lived on day.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it back then. Them cats was doing their thing. L was doing his thing. You know, and I always been in the back. You know, I always sat in the back and watched. But in heart, I always wanted to do it because my father was a blues singer.
Mm.
So when we speak of West Coast sound, that's where I have to start trying to remind people, hold on, let's back this up. Yeah, the West Coast really took that and made it theirs. But see, that sound originally came from the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
If you know anything about the funk, anybody know anything about the funk is Midwest.
Mm.
All right, so the blues and that funk sound is in me, so I love it. If you know, even my kids, they be like, "Dang, you know, your music got that old sound." That's in me, and that sound is what made music what it is. Because we speak of blues, and no matter how we want to say we do it, everything, whenever we tell our tales, tell our stories, tell whatever, it's a form of blues. We tell it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's all I do. I do my best to, you know, tell a story, bro.
Absolutely. I really enjoyed the video, man. It was definitely refreshing. It's one of those joints, man, where, you know, I definitely want to have a barbecue, man. I want to bump that type of music. It's a feel-good music, man. You know what I'm saying? I really enjoyed it. Definitely. You know.
Yeah.
So what you know, asking for the fans, what do you call your style, or what or who were you inspired by?
Well, first and foremost, I was inspired by my father, man. My dad was a bad man. For those that don't know, my dad was a blues singer. His name was Bobby Johnson, singing. They called him Blues Man. And family was full of singers. You know, and I always sat back and watched. And you asked me how and why I write. My style is based off the way I watched my dad write. I took his style and I learned it. I don't have no music background besides the love for music that gave me the drive to do it. You know, I don't know, man. When you say it, I feel like I'm more of a blues, funk. I don't know. I mean, if you listen to it, I'm all over the place because I'm a fan of music. You know, when you listen to, like we talking about Bombay again, when you listen to that, you hear a little rock in there with the music. You hear a little blues. You hear a little everything because I just love music. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So,
will it be safe to say that there's a little bit of George Clinton off in there too?
Yeah, there's a little somewhere everybody up in it.
Absolutely. I want to go ahead and talk about this track called The Paradox, man. Paradox is real dope. I like the hook, losing my mind, losing control. Again, another nice West Coast sound. Very nice, very lyrical. You know, it was a real nice track, and it's a very fun track. Talk a little bit more about it.
Paradox, man. You know, you think about what we've been through in the last 3 years. You know, and you think about what we done seen, what we done do. Nobody 10 years, matter of fact, nobody 5 years ago would have thought we would have been sitting in the air where everybody you looking at wearing masks, scared to touch the next person, scared to even look at somebody because if they cough the wrong way, you ready to run or cuss them out. You know, so it was one of them things where, you know, you're hearing about people not wanting to work, people not. It's like one of them times where you like, man, this is that unreal. Most people thought that time was when Obama became president and said, oh, we got our first black president. It wasn't that time for me. It was this time right here. Because, you know, this brought out true colors. This brought out true, let's say, the hatred. This brought out a little of everything. Starting with, you know, a leader, but hey, I don't get political. I just speak with how I feel.
Absolutely.
You know?
Speaking of Paradox, I noticed some of the backdrops. And so I know that you had shot parts of the video up there at Tabasi's on Selby Avenue.
Nah, that was the one actually on Minnehaha.
Oh, that was the one on Minnehaha. No doubt, no doubt. Yeah. And tell us about the video product. How did you come up with the concept?
Well, my whole thing is, like I said, it's talking about the time. So people losing their job. You know, they was talking about how the homeless, you know, people were struggling to eat. It was a beautiful thing, seeing how the people came together, started doing the food drives, started, you know, giving out food to the communities. But, you know, I just wanted to speak on what, that's not just a crisis, and this is why it was a paradox. Because that's not just the crisis that we see throughout this time. The part that I said we thought we never would see was when everybody be running around with masks. But the part about running around here seeing families hungry, you know, people, you know, people not having jobs, telling us that we're not qualified or because their education is not high enough. You know, these are things that we have witnessed, not just through this last decade, but we've witnessed for the last, century? You know, however many centuries you want to go back. So, you know, this is nothing new to us. So this whole thing, like I said, you know, when I was thinking of paradox, I just sat back and thought about, you know, we got the homeless, we got, you know, families struggling, but at the same time, you know, they're telling us things has changed. Well, what has really changed? You can't keep pulling the wool over our eyes because we only see so much change.
Right.
You know,
we should change.
We need to see more. You know, and you can't keep telling us. You can't giving us empty promises. You know, I sit back and I watch. There's a part in Skin I'm In, I say, where, you know, about the indigenous ones. You know, and we died by them same guns. You know, and no disrespect, but to say that was to mean that, you know, if we can go back and we can say, okay, they was wrong for doing this to the indigenous ones. I mean, y'all got to go back and say y'all definitely was wrong for doing what you did to us. And if you say that, you know, in full swing, you got to go back and take care of it. It's just that whole, like I said, that whole thing. When it comes to it, I'm just like, we all have this story to tell, but we all are living in this paradox world that they keep brainwashing our people each time to get what they want. How they doing? Like right now, is Ukraine, man, I can go, no, we ain't even gonna go into it. I know you love political, and I ain't gonna go up in it.
No doubt, no doubt.
I ain't gonna go up in it.
No doubt, no doubt. Let me just go ahead and say this. If you're just now tuning in, this is Coffee Talk Podcast. It's the grown folks edition. This is the weekend. So you should be having some fun. You should be getting ready to go out. Maybe if you're not going out, you should be just relaxing before you watch your movie with your body. Let's call it a body, whatever that body may be. Before you watch a movie with a body, I'm sure you're listening to the podcast. This is the Cultural Variety Podcast Show. This podcast show is for you. It is for it is for us. It's the Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast Show. And again, this is your host, MISHUMA SABA, M.SABA, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Right now, if you're just tuning in, we got artist Antonio DARRIS on the line. He's talking about some music that he has out here. His music. He has the Change of Two Americas. Definitely dope video. If you want to check that out, you can go on YouTube, check out all his videos that he got out. He has a joint called Bombay that is, oh man, it's classic. Definitely supporting. Definitely check out the videos, man. They definitely dope visuals. Paradox, one of the things that caught my attention about Paradox is, first of all, he ain't up and coming. He is right now. He is music right now. Paradox back in April had 20,000 views. You understand me? 20,000 views on YouTube. So definitely don't be late finding out who this artist is. Get to know him now. He's on the show right now. If you want to leave any type of comments, definitely do that. Hit the like button, share the video, and definitely, most definitely subscribe to Coffee Talk Podcast. All right, so check this out. Antonio, we like to do what we call 5-question Q&A. Sometimes we do 10-question Q&A, but tonight we want to go ahead and do 5-question Q&A, where we want to ask you 5 questions and get your thoughts on those questions. All right, bet. So the first question, and we having fun with this. The first question is this: is cereal soup? Why or why not? Yeah, cereal soup, man.
It's wheat grain soup.
Okay. What about Fruit Loops, my dude?
Oh, hey, them is your round noodles.
Okay. Going on to the next question. Again, this is 5-question Q&A. If you have anything you want to add to the show, go ahead and leave a comment. Hit the like button. Definitely subscribe. This is Coffee Talk Podcast, and this is our host, Antonio DARRIS. And he's in here. He's on the hot seat with the 5-question Q&A. Next question. If you could bring one famous person back from the dead, who would you pick?
Richard Pryor.
Yes, sir. That's when comedy was real, man.
That's why I would bring him back. Because all these people crying about everything he's doing, him and David Chappelle would be wiping up the stage.
Oh, man. Speaking of Dave Chappelle, I would love, listen, Dave Chappelle, or any of his publicists or anybody that's listening to the show tonight, I want to see Dave Chappelle do Richard Pryor's old film, dang, I don't want to say the wrong name. I just had it and I forgot it. Where he's the engineer dude.
Busted Loose?
Nope, and he loses his beautiful woman. He was working at a plant.
That's Busted Loose, ain't it?
No, Busted Loose is with Dean. I mean, with the other dude, with the Euro dude. Damn, y'all. He had the whole family. He played the grandpa. He played him.
I could have sworn.
Hey, you know what? We ain't gonna do our fans like that. Not here on Coffee Talk Podcast. Let me go ahead and just pull it up real quick. We definitely got to give our fans that. Listen, this is a live show, so you know this is what we do here on Coffee Talk Podcast. If you know the Richard Pryor movie that I'm talking about, put it in the comments before I find it, and we just might go ahead and send you a coffee mug straight from Coffee Talk Podcast. Definitely, and you know what? We'll definitely have Antonio sign the coffee mug too. You know, since we both struggling to try to figure out which movie this is. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. We're gonna get this movie. Oh yeah, we're gonna give it to him on Coffee Talk Podcast. Yes, we are.
What movie that Richard Pryor played in? We worked with the factory, all the dang family members. He played the part.
Yes. I can't believe it. Where is it? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Wikipedia, where are you at right now? We're gonna find it. I went under the wrong one. I went under the 15 best female movies. You know, people pick their own, but you know, our culture, we pick the best ones.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can't believe it. It's the grandfather. I could tell you the scene, man. The grandfather's having sex with his girlfriend in one room.
Yeah.
He's trying to get some from his wife, and his wife is playing him. What movie is that, people?
And that's when she threw the knife at him.
That's where she threw the knife at him. And guess what?
I know exactly. He's like, oh, you got a girl.
Absolutely. I don't even mean to say guest fans if you heard me say guest, because that's a word we don't use in my nation. However, I did find the movie. The movie is titled Which Way Is Up? Which Way Is Up, starring Richard Pryor. If you left that in the comments and I see it, you will get a coffee mug from Coffee Talk Podcast. the Cultural Variety Podcast show, and we'll definitely make sure that we can get artist Antonio Darris to sign the coffee mug. Is that something you can do for us?
That's for sure.
No doubt, no doubt. Let's go ahead and continue with the last three questions of the night. This is the five question Q&A. And our third question is, if you could sing a duet with anyone, who would it be?
Ooh, my mother.
Wow, tell me about it.
Because I used to sit and watch her and my dad. They used to always sing. Oh man, I can't even. I know I sit around with my head hanging down, and I wonder. Who?
Does she have a beautiful voice?
Man, my mama couldn't sing a lick. But I loved it because my mama tried. It didn't matter when it came to that song, and my pops wanted to sing it. My mama sang that song, boy.
No doubt, man. That's love, man. That's beautiful, man. Let me go ahead and jump into question number 4. Question number 4. Do you have a favorite number? Any particular reason why you like that number?
22 is my favorite number.
Oh, wow. Tell me about it.
Because I used to think that number was lucky, but that number is not lucky
at all. Oh, wow. That's funny, man. That's crazy. What's up with that, man?
Man, hey. Every time I see 22, something good was going to happen. Nah, that wasn't the case.
Right. Man, I can't let you do that, man. My birthday's on July 22nd, man. 22 is my basketball jersey.
I was just about to say, I take that back. You know what? My blessings, some of my greatest blessings I've had. Man, all right, let's just keep this between
us and
talking.
Yes.
But hey, like three of my daughters was born on the 22nd.
Uh-oh.
You know, I was born on the 22nd of a month. You know, so you know it's one of them numbers. You know, you be like, okay, that's a good number. You know, but no, it's just a number to stand by and love.
Right. No doubt. All right. Well, listen, we got one question left before we sign off tonight. If you're just now tuning into the show, Coffee Talk Podcast, again, this is our weekend special. We have the artist Antonio Darris on the line. He's talking about his visual skin on man. He's talking about the change of two Americas. He's talking about Bombay. He's talking about Paradox. You definitely can check out his videos by going to YouTube. Is there anything else you really want me to mention as far as where they can find you upcoming or anything before we ask the last question on 5-question Q&A?
As I'm doing things by the lead. And that's by, you know, God, Allah, by our number one, you know. And that is, I'm just listening and following this lead. I have done some really big things, and that is coming. And like I say, me and you gonna talk. I got some really big things in the works. I'm in the process right now. I'm about to shoot the video to Bombay. We stopped pushing it because we was getting really good feedback, so we wanted to do this right. Bombay will be my last independent project until I finish up an up-and-coming project, which I'm just so excited about. But yeah, so YouTube right now is where y'all gonna find me. Facebook, Coffee Talk, you know, anybody that has them, you know, supporting me through that, them are the ones I rock with, and them are the ones I'm gonna continue to rock with. And we just gonna do our thing, man.
No doubt. Yeah, no doubt. I'm definitely. Again, man, I'm happy that you showed up. I knew that we missed last week, but I knew we was going to go ahead and catch us on the rebound. We got you here. Our fans are appreciating you being here. I appreciate you being here, and I know there's more in store to come. Let's go ahead and ask this final question on 5-question Q&A. The question of the night: would you rather be forced to high five everyone you make eye contact with, or strike up conversations with at least 5 strangers a day?
rather strike up conversation with 5 strangers a day.
Talk to me.
Because I can talk to people. And see, well, how long we got for this question?
Oh, take your time. We here.
Alright, so I go back to that thing about the struggles and how we adapt to things and we learn. So rather than me walking through society, touching everybody's hand, clapping, high fiving, I'd rather strike up that conversation because I know with whoever or whomever it is, I can hold conversation with them. Now it ain't say how long we gotta have this conversation with them, folks. We just gotta have conversation. How you doing, sir? Good. Yes, sir. No, bye. All right, we're on our way. So yeah, I'm gonna have a conversation.
Absolutely. That's definitely what it is. So again, the 5-question Q&A, for anybody that wants to go ahead and answer it in the comment box, is: would you rather be forced to high five everyone you make eye contact with, or strike a conversation with at least 5 strangers a day? So I'm going to tell you what, this is Coffee Talk Podcast. This is the Cultural Variety Podcast show. And I want to go ahead and just say, man, thank you, brother, for tuning in, being a short call away. You always answer for me when I call. And man, it's a pleasure having you on the show. Is there anything you want to say to me, the fans, or whatever?
I just say, y'all keep your ears open. We're going to shoot the video Paradox. We're going to have fun. I mean, not Paradox, correction. We're just going to have fun like we had in Paradox when we shoot Bombay. That's what I meant to say.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned.
All right, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you coming on in, G. I'm going to go ahead and end the phone call. Then we're going to wrap up the show. And, man, thank you, man. I'll see you soon.
I appreciate it, y'all. Stay cool.
All right. Peace and love, beloved. All right, so that was Coffee Talk Podcast. That was my host, Antonio Darris. And I do apologize we couldn't have him live in the studio tonight. We couldn't get the connection. However, he did show up via the cell phone. He had a great interview. If you're just now tuning in, go back and listen to the interview. He had a lot to say. He had a lot to talk about as far as his music. And definitely be on the lookout for him. His music is definitely a true gem. And, man, you know what it is, definitely jewelry out there. So, again, this is your host, MISHUMA SABA, M.SABA, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. I'm going to go ahead and hit you with the universal peace sign. We out of here. Peace. Stay sucker-free. Stay loving the people that love you, and stay fresh. You know what I'm talking about? This is Coffee Talk Podcast. I'll see you on Monday. Peace.